smells like raspberry. Oh, awesome. What's going on, legend? A massive welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. It's your boy Angus here. Really excited to be at the tubes today for a new recipe video for the channel. If you've been following the channel for a little while, you would have seen here and there that I like to drop some pretty dope recipe-based videos to basically be able to be helping you to be able to still eat sweet things slash versions of the original classics without breaking your macro bank, essentially. So in this recipe video today, I'm going to be showing you guys my protein power bars. These suckers are fucking glorious, and this stems basically from my deep passion and hate for how much it costs to be able to buy decent tasting protein bars. So like lots of the ones at the shops taste like complete fucking cardboard, or yeah, they might have decent macros but there's no fucking flavor whatsoever. Or then the other problem is that you go to, say for example, like a healthy eating based place or a vegan based cafe or whatever, and you buy those raw treats and whatever, and like they are so loaded with fat and there's not much protein at all, and you're paying about $8 a pop. So reason I've kind of created these protein power bars is to kind of be a marriage between both worlds. So in other words, to make them as nutrient dense as possible, obviously calorie friendly, but then to pack a protein punch as well. So with this recipe, basically it serves 12. So in other words, you can probably eat maybe 1 or 2 or even 3 of these in one sitting, depending on kind of like, well, I guess your macros at the time or what your goals are, that sort of thing. Me, I've basically made these that many times now that I've had them just to have as snacks while on the road. I've made it so that I can be eating these for dessert alongside some ice cream and that sort of thing. So yeah, they're quite versatile in terms of how you use them. You can keep them in the fridge for a while, no dramas. I doubt you're gonna need to put them in the freezer because these taste so fucking good. They're not even gonna last in your in your fridge for long enough to need to freeze them. And yeah, so they're only about 170 calories per bar, coming in at almost 10 grams of protein per bar as well. They're not the biggest things in the world, but I'll tell you what, you're probably not gonna even want to eat many of them anyway, because they are, just like, because of how nutrient dense they are, you feel so satisfied from eating these as well. So what I'm gonna do is, just jump straight into the kitchen, and you're gonna see some bird's eye view of me making this. There is 2 components to this recipe, so you're gonna be hammering a base layer, and you're gonna be making the top layer in terms of, well, whatever you call that, the top layer, right? And then obviously in terms of the voiceover that I'll be dropping for you, it's going to help you to give some epic insight to be able to follow along nice and easy. Meaning that if you're not very good at cooking or you don't like making your own shit, well, yeah, my goal is to make that not the case anymore. So that way, well, you come to enjoy cooking and baking and stuff like what I do, and therefore save yourself a ton of money and love food more. So let's jump straight into the kitchen and get making these protein power bars. So get excited, legend. First up, as part of making the base, we have 70 grams of gluten-free Cocoa Puffs. Now these actually taste amazing, believe it or not, and I've personally found that many gluten-free cereals taste like absolute shit, aka cardboard, so can confirm these ones taste awesome. You can obviously use and substitute this for oats, or you can substitute for Nutri-Grain, but basically you first off just want to blitz it into almost a powder before you start adding some of the other dry ingredients to help make the base. So there we have some PB2, some powdered peanut butter, got 90 grams of that, accompanied by about 3 scoops, which is about 70 ish grams of whey protein concentrate. And ideally you want to have a chocolate based protein powder for this one, so that way it complements to the base tasting like a Choc peanut butter type flavor. And the binding agent for this base is pitted dates. So you're going to use 100 grams of pitted dates, which have been soaked in some warm water, so that way it's going to help to, well, bind this. And you would have seen that it had a little bit of water left over, so I didn't quite drain it all. And the idea of this is, well, so that basically when we blitz the living shit out of it for about a minute or so, we get a nice sticky based, base. And then your goal from here is to basically test your patience to spread this out evenly across your prepared baking tray. So note that we're not going to be baking in this recipe, it's entirely raw. Well, not really raw given that we're melting some shit and whatever, but essentially what you're going to be doing is you're going to spread it out with your hands. You can use the back of the spoon if you really want to, but in essence, if I were you, just wet your fingers or your fingertips and whatever and just gradually press it out until you've got an even base layer. Naturally with this, just be aware that we want it to be nice and thick, so if you wanted it to be thinner or whatever, you could use a different tray, but given that I want this to make 12 nice thick suckers in terms of serves, this is why I've opted for it this way. And essentially, well, yeah, this is where you're going to have a fail-proof win of a base. You'll see there nice and thick, and then it's ready for the bowl to be given to your puppy or your pet, ready for licking. Sit boy. Come here, boy. Wait, boy. Go on. So your base is done. Now we are up to the top layer. So there's only 2 layers to this. Essentially with this top layer, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be melting some coconut oil. So basically not too much, given that it is quite fat dense, and we already have some fat sources in this recipe. So you're going to be using 15 grams of extra virgin coconut oil, and basically you have it on low heat and then consistently keep stirring. That's the name of the game for this, so that nothing sticks to the pan and it works properly. Then you're going to be using some dark chocolate. This personally is one that I find works amazingly well for this recipe, given that the chocolate works very well in terms of from a melting point of view. I didn't quite get it in the frame there, but basically this chocolate is no added sugar, dark chocolate, raspberry crush, and you can get it in the health section at Coles or Woolworths. It's on special quite often, so you're going to use the whole block, so that's 90 grams. Be aware this recipe does work if you decide to use some 70 or 80% base chocolate like old mate Lindt. Oh, it smells like raspberry. Oh, awesome. Or similar. Basically, it kind of really doesn't matter too much, like, you know, like who gives a fuck, it's like chocolate is chocolate at the end of the day. I'm trying to make this as nutrient dense as possible, hence this chocolate choice. And then yeah, so you're going to be then adding in a bit of sugar. I know that it's not added sugar, but we're going to be adding in a sugar alternative, so that's 3 sachets of stevia. So stir that through so that it's nice and combined. And then we're going to be adding, as you would have seen, some nibble mix by old mates Macro. So this is 60 grams. It basically has some various seeds and some dried fruit and some almonds and coconut flakes. And if you really wanted to make this extra hashtag super, hashtag clean, hashtag do you even lift, you could add some chia seeds, or like some, you know how when you buy bags of tea, how you can, yeah, like undo it and essentially add it in to give it some extra flavor. And then essentially all you're going to do from here is just pour it over, use your spoon to be able to get it nice and even. And then we're not going to bake this or anything, so all you'll really be doing is just bombing this into the fridge for a good few hours so that it can set and so that it can become all nice and fudge-like. Ideally leave it in for a few hours or so at least before you go and cut it up and that sort of thing. And yeah, welcome to Protein Power Bars. Basic as fuck to make. And yeah, over to you with giving this a bash yourself in the kitchen. And boom, there we go. Really hope you enjoyed this recipe video in terms of protein power bars. I've had so much fun making these. These are really, yeah, I guess close to my heart at the moment because, well, naturally that I'm not eating at a deficit anymore. It means that I've got more calories to be able to enjoy, well, yeah, just experimenting with more foods. And in this sort of case, as I said at the start of the video, I hate it that, you know, the protein bar industry and stuff like that, there's so many out there, and that, yes, people buy them for convenience and stuff like that and to hit protein, but they taste gross. Like, yeah, it's a very rare occasion that I come across one where I'm like, fuck yeah, that was really nice. But then the other side of things is that the ones that usually do taste nice cost an arm and a leg for a little sucker. or they might only pack like 5 grams of protein or something ridiculous. And then there's the scenario that is buying raw treats, which are loaded with nutrients and taste awesome, but they're $8 or $7 or so a pop for like a little fucking square, you know what I mean? So do me a favor, if you rock this out in terms of following this recipe video, tag me on social media, do it for the burgers. I would love to see how you get on and if yours look better than mine. Obviously, if you're keen to see how these actually look, well, hey, the thumbnail will help you out with that, and you can be following me on social media, and you can see an actual, post of this as well as a teaser video. But yeah, trust me, these taste amazing, really good macros. Obviously, only 170 calories or so per bar, almost 10 grams of protein, so there's no reason why you can't be making or getting amongst these, irrespective of whether you're cutting, bulking, or eating at maintenance. And fucking food is life, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. Obviously, if you're new to the channel, highly suggest you check out some of the uploads in terms of the channel, and you can get amongst some educational based videos, some other ones of me eating, other videos of me cooking, that sort of stuff. And if you're a returning subscriber, really hope you enjoyed this, hope that you give this recipe a bash. Anyway, give this video a like, really appreciate you for watching. And in terms of making food work for you with controlling how you look, feel and function, reminder that at any stage in any of my videos you can be checking out the description, and that will take you directly to my store. You can be getting amongst some free stuff, some cheap ebooks, some online programs, coaching if that's your thing, and be learning how to model this lifestyle that you see me live out, which is basically eating whatever I want, when I want to, and controlling how my body looks and how I perform. But big love, thanks for watching, see you next time in the tubes. Angus Beef out.